extraterrestrials making contact with Earth, or is it something else?
Sometimes, for people to believe something exists, they need to see it with their own eyes.
It's incredible.
It is absolutely, there it goes.
Look at that.
Especially when we're talking about aliens.
Betty said to Barney, "It's coming closer, Barney." As they looked at it, it flew in a zigzag pattern, and then it appeared to bounce back and forth in the sky.
But what you're about to see next will astound you.
These blue hazy lights was reflected from behind, and looked behind to see what it was, what really was back there. And it was three bulky-looking creatures.
Join us as we look at stories that will make you believe in aliens.
Viking lander photographs, it was discovered that there was this weird-looking structure that looks for all the world in the Viking photos like a face.
The Nazca Lines. The Nazca Lines are a group of huge geoglyphs in southern Peru's Nazca Desert. They are recognized for their impressive size and elaborate decorations, which are best seen from above. Archaeologists, historians, and visitors have all expressed interest in the Nazca Lines, which have sparked many ideas regarding their purpose and origins. Some experts believe they had astronomical or calendrical significance, presumably related to celestial bodies. Others believe they served religious or ritualistic purposes, such as presenting deities or providing routes for ritual processions. Archaeologists believe the Nazca people formed the lines by removing the reddish-brown iron oxide-coated stones that cover the desert's surface, revealing the lighter-colored dirt beneath. This approach enabled the development of permanent and recognizable shapes over time. Others believe aliens created them, even though scientists and academics reject these claims due to a lack of archaeological data. The USS Nimitz. The USS Nimitz Tic Tac UFO incident occurred in November 2004 as the nuclear-powered aircraft carrier was conducting training operations in the Pacific Ocean. The pilots were part of an air wing connected to the USS Nimitz, including Commander David Fravor, the commanding officer of Strike Fighter Squadron 41. Pilots reported witnessing a tic-tac-shaped object about 40 feet long with strange flight characteristics. They characterized it as smooth and white, with no discernible markings or wings. The object was famous for its extraordinary speed and maneuverability, completing sharp twists and quick descents that outperformed conventional aircraft. Multiple radar operators, as well as pilots and ship crew, witnessed the encounter. The incident was filmed on infrared cameras, and the tapes were later made public. Following the occurrence, the United States Navy recognized the necessity to establish a reporting system for encounters with unidentified aerial phenomena, formalizing procedures for pilots and crew to report sightings. While some assume that the encounter is proof of extraterrestrial technology, others prefer more conventional explanations like superior military technology or atmospheric phenomena. Umum Mua. Umum Mua, discovered in October 2017, is the first interstellar object to pass through our solar system. Its Hawaiian name means scout or messenger, and it was the first object of its kind detected outside our solar system. Umum Mua was detected by Hawaii's Pan-STARRS-1 telescope on October 19, 2017. The item's trajectory told researchers it came from outside the solar system. Astronomers initially estimated its length at 2,600 feet, and that it was shaped like a cigar or pancake rather than a spherical asteroid or comet. As most asteroids and comets are spherical, its peculiar elongated shape was surprising. After its identification, Umum Mua showed non-gravitational acceleration that defied cometary characteristics. This raised questions whether it was a comet or something else. The main theory is that Umum Mua is an interstellar object expelled from its solar system. Its track revealed it was too fast for the sun's gravity, revealing its origin outside our solar system. It was initially assumed to be a comet, but its lack of a tail and unusual acceleration sparked questions over whether it was a fragment, asteroid, or something else. Some scientists and commentators controversially suggested that Umum Mua was a spaceship or probe from an extraterrestrial civilization. Popular media has propagated this idea, but scientists don't believe it due to a lack of proof. Flaming Thing, Texas. The name Flaming Thing refers to an incident that occurred in Texas on August 16, 1950, in which an unidentified flying object was reported to have caused a series of extraordinary phenomena, including lights, possible sightings of a craft, and alleged interactions with the local environment. The tragedy happened in the little town of Hixon, Texas. Several Hixon locals reported witnessing a burning object in the sky that changed shape and emitted intense light. Some farmers saw odd behavior in their livestock, while others recounted visual events in detail. Witnesses described a flaming thing that seemed to travel autonomously across the sky. This resulted in a variety of interpretations, with some considering it a possible UFO while others were doubtful. There were reports of bright lights, which sparked a variety of local conversations and hypotheses about what the item could have been. As with many UFO sightings, the Flaming Thing episode drew the attention of the local press and sparked debate concerning unusual aerial phenomena. Several reasons were given, including weather balloons, atmospheric phenomena, and other more traditional sources, but there was no definitive agreement achieved. Oare Airport. United Airlines Flight 446 was scheduled to depart from Chicago O'Hare for Charlotte, North Carolina. The strange event occurred as the flight was ready for takeoff. Witnesses, including pilots, airport officials, and passengers, reported seeing a disc-shaped object hovering over the airport. The object was characterized as metallic and said to have no visible markings. At least a dozen people reported seeing the thing. Some airport staff and passengers claimed to observe the item floating in the sky, while others reported it quickly ascending vertically and disappearing into the clouds. Air traffic controllers and pilots at the airport noticed odd radar activity, which was not completely explained at the time. The story was covered by multiple media outlets, generating broad public curiosity and discussion about the nature of the object. It was described as a flying saucer, prompting speculation it could be linked to extraterrestrial occurrences. The absence of clear proof concerning the nature of the object generated debate over government transparency, prompting calls for additional investigations into UFO encounters. 2021 UFO, February 21, 2021. A passenger on a commercial flight from Cincinnati to Phoenix reported seeing an unexplained flying object out the window of the aircraft he was in. The passenger captured video footage of what looked to be a bright light traveling quickly through the sky. The video displaying the object was later uploaded on social media, gaining attention from UFO enthusiasts and news sources. Witnesses characterized the item as having strange flight characteristics, including rapid motions that did not correspond to traditional aircraft patterns. The item was brilliant and appeared to change course swiftly, prompting conjecture about its nature. As with many UFO encounters, some speculated about alien origins, while others postulated a variety of explanations, such as military aircraft, drones, or atmospheric phenomena. Antonio Vilas Boas. Antonio Vilas Boas, a Brazilian farmer, is famous for his 1957 extraterrestrial contact claims. While working on his farm in São Francisco de Sales, Brazil, Vilas Boas witnessed a bright light in the sky. He claimed extraterrestrials took him on a spacecraft. He characterized them as humanoid with enormous heads, big eyes, and grayish skin. He reported medical exams and tests on the craft. He said he was painted with a weird substance and that the entities communicated with him telepathically. Vilas Boas also reported a consensual sexual experience with a female extraterrestrial on the spacecraft. He suspected this meeting was related to the aliens' hybridization or reproductive goals. Vilas Boas first kept his experience to himself after returning to Earth, but he subsequently told friends and relatives. He finally publicly discussed his experience in 1960. UFO researchers and media interviewed and investigated his allegations. Vilas Boas's abduction claim has been questioned like many others. Some researchers believe his event was psychological or possible sleep paralysis, but not extraterrestrials. Barney and Betty Hill. Barney Hill was a postal worker and civil rights activist, and his wife, Betty Hill, was a social worker. They lived in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. In September 1961, while returning from a trip to Niagara Falls, the couple described a bizarre experience while driving through New Hampshire's White Mountains. Around 10:30 p.m. on September 19th, they reported seeing a bright light in the sky that seemed to follow them. They ultimately pulled over to get a better look at what they called a craft hovering over them. After witnessing the light, they had an experience that led them to lose almost 2 hours of time. They remembered feeling anxious and unable to recall what transpired during that time. Under hypnosis in 1964, the couple began to recollect elements of their abduction, including being brought aboard a spacecraft by people they characterized as humanoid but with distinguishing characteristics. They reported having medical exams while there. When the Hills story was printed in a magazine article in 1966, they gained media attention and popular interest. Skeptics have questioned the Hills claims, attributing their encounters to psychological variables such as stress, sleep paralysis, and the influence of popular culture at the time on UFO occurrences. Charles Hixon and Calvin Parker. Calvin Parker was 19 and Charles Hixon 42 when the two men fished the Pascagoula River on October 11, 1973. The men described a shocking event as they approached a pier. Hixon and Parker saw a bright light and a cylindrical object descend toward them. 3 animals emerged from the item's entrance. Grayish aliens with claw-like hands and no facial features other than slit-like holes for eyes were described. When transported on the craft, Hixon and Parker felt paralyzed. They stated the event lasted 20 minutes and involved inspections and interactions with entities. After the encounter, Hixon and Parker tried to notify the sheriff. They reported the incident to police, which garnered media attention. Some doubted their stories, while others trusted them. UFO researchers and enthusiasts were intrigued by the case. The episode was reported by local and national media, and Hixon and Parker were interviewed. They appeared in various alien abduction shows and movies. Both guys purportedly passed polygraph exams, adding to the validity of their statements, but it never happened again. Thomas Reed. Thomas Reed is well known for his alleged extraterrestrial encounters, including a widely reported case from 1969 when he was a child. The incident happened on September 1, 1969. Reed stated that he, his brother, and his mother had a UFO encounter while traveling through a remote area of Sheffield, Massachusetts. He reported seeing a strange object in the sky that appeared to be hovering. Following that, he believes they were taken aboard a craft and witnessed unusual phenomena. He recalled memories that returned over time, claiming that the encounter had a long-term impact on his life. Reed's family members, including his mother and brother, also witnessed the incident, and their recollections have helped shape the story. Reed's narrative has acquired public attention over the years, and he has been in numerous interviews and documentaries talking about his experience. He has presented his story on a variety of media, including television broadcasts, podcasts, and public speaking engagements, but not everyone believed his story. Frederick Valenti. The mysterious disappearance of Australian pilot Frederick Valenti over Bass Strait on October 21, 1978, made him famous. Much speculation, especially about UFOs, followed. Frederick Valenti, 20, was flying a Cessna 182L from Melbourne's Moorabbin Airport to King Island, Tasmania, when the accident happened. Valenti told air traffic control that an unidentified aircraft was following him shortly after departure. He saw a shiny object performing strange aerial maneuvers. It appears to be hovering, and it is not an aircraft. Was his final communication to air traffic control at 7:12 p.m. Valenti, and his aircraft were never discovered after his last transmission, despite extensive searches by the Australian government. His mysterious disappearance and claims of an unidentified item spurred debate regarding an alien contact. The incident prompted an Australian government investigation. Final Australian Transport Safety Bureau examination found insufficient information to confirm the reason for Valentich's disappearance. They noted that radar data and witnesses did not support Valentich's sightings. Many individuals still don't know what happened that night with Frederick Valentich. His case has raised questions about flight safety, UFOs, and human interpretation of extraordinary events. Terell Copeland. Terell Copeland claimed to have had an encounter with aliens in 1993 while living in Alabama. According to Copeland, he was abducted by extraterrestrials. He recalled being brought aboard a spaceship and encountering aliens who examined him. Copeland described extreme feelings like seeing odd lights and feeling paralyzed during the encounter. These details are consistent with many other claimed alien abduction accounts with comparable themes. Terell Copeland's account piqued the curiosity of UFO enthusiasts and experts, as his claim fit into a larger narrative of encounters recorded by others. His encounters were described in interviews and presentations to various groups interested in UFOs. Travis Walton. Travis Walton, 22, was a logger, working in Arizona's Apache Sitgreaves National Forest with 6 colleagues, when on the night of November 5th, while driving home from work, he noticed a brilliant light in the woods. He exited his vehicle to investigate and claimed to have been struck by a UFO's light beam. His co-workers witnessed him being carried inside the craft. Walton was missing for 5 days following the claimed kidnapping, which disturbed his co-workers and prompted them to notify the authorities. Extensive search efforts were carried out, and there was extensive media coverage when concerns about his safety increased. On November 10, 1975, Walton returned near Heber, Arizona. He claimed to have spent time aboard a spacecraft and had encountered extraterrestrial beings while there. Walton reported his experiences aboard the spacecraft, including interactions with beings he regarded as human-like, but with distinct characteristics. He mentioned going through medical tests and expressed confusion and worry during the encounter. Following his return, Walton's story received widespread media attention, resulting in interviews, articles, and eventually his book, The Walton Experience, which documented his version of the occurrence. Big circles. Jordan's ancient stone circles, or Stonehenges, are in the east of this Middle Eastern country. Archaeologists and scholars are intrigued by these structures' unique characteristics and unknown purposes. The area has several huge stone circles, with some of the rings being 328 feet long. The circles use local basalt, a volcanic rock. The placement suggests planned fabrication, although the details are unclear. Some estimates suggest the stone circles are several thousand years old, maybe from the Neolithic or Chalcolithic periods. They need more investigation and dating to determine their origins. The purpose of these stone circles is unknown. They may have been used for ceremonial, astronomical, or agricultural purposes. Some circles' alignment may suggest they symbolize celestial events or seasonal changes. Ancient tribes and civilizations lived near the stone circles, making the area rich in archaeology. Archaeologists and researchers continue to study Jordan's stone circles to understand their history and importance. Pumapunku. Pumapunku is an archaeological site near the more well-known Tiwanaku site in western Bolivia, near Lake Titicaca. It is a component of the broader Tiwanaku cultural complex, known for its spectacular stonework and the mystery surrounding its construction. Pumapunku was founded between 400 and 800 AD, at the height of the Tiwanaku culture, one of the most advanced civilizations in the Andes region, prior to the Inca Empire. Tiwanaku and Pumapunku were thought to have been important centers of religious, agricultural, and political activity in pre-Columbian South America. Archaeologists continue to dispute and speculate about how the gigantic stone blocks at Pumapunku were transported and assembled. Some hypotheses suggest the usage of modern technology at the period, while others offer more traditional methods paired with substantial effort. Some fringe ideas indicate that extraterrestrials were involved in the construction of Pumapunku due to its advanced masonry, but these assertions lack sufficient proof and are not backed by conventional archaeological research. Stonehenge. Conspiracy theories and eccentric ideas about ancient sites often include the concept that aliens erected Stonehenge. However, traditional archaeology and history studies do not support this claim. Stonehenge is in Wiltshire's Salisbury Plain, in England, and is one of Europe's most famous prehistoric monuments. Ancient evidence suggests Stonehenge was created in stages, with the main phase between 3000 and 2000 BC. It may have been ceremonial and astronomical. Stonehenge was built by the Neolithic British people using available technologies, according to mainstream archaeology. The monument is composed of large stones from local quarries, possibly from far afield. The complexity and magnitude of Stonehenge have led some authors and TV shows to believe that extraterrestrial creatures built it. These theories lack archaeological support. An interest in ancient civilizations and their structures, like Stonehenge and other sites with comparable hypotheses, goes beyond the alien connection. The alien concept is often dismissed in mainstream archaeology as an oversimplification of complicated human achievements and cultural activities. It emphasizes ancient people's talents rather than otherworldly influences. The idea that aliens built Stonehenge is intriguing, but unsupported by archaeology. Face on Mars. The Viking 1 spacecraft photographed the face on Mars in 1976. This feature displayed a Mars rock structure that resembled a human face, sparking speculation of extraterrestrial life. In its mission to explore Mars's surface and atmosphere, Viking 1 took photographs. The most famous face photo was shot July 25, 1976. The shot showed a hill-like formation with shadows that resembled facial features, suggesting it was an extraterrestrial design. After the Viking photographs were released, some believed the face on Mars was evidence of an ancient Martian society that left monumental structures like those on Earth. In popular culture, many articles, movies, and conspiracy theories claimed that NASA and other space agencies were hiding extraterrestrial life. Scientists said that the photo's lighting and shadows generated a face-like shape. People sense familiar patterns, like faces in random stimuli, due to pareidolia. The face on Mars is a common topic in UFO, alien, and Mars expedition talks. It has fascinated many and added to the planet's mystery, but later data clearly suggests it is a natural formation. Machu Picchu. Conspiracy theorists and fringe groups believe aliens created Machu Picchu in Peru's Andes Mountains, but it is most likely Pachacuti, the 9th Inca emperor, who had Machu Picchu built in the 15th century. The emperor's estate, religious location, and astronomical observatory were among its uses. The Incas built remarkable structures and terraces in the harsh, high-altitude environment using advanced engineering, agricultural, and astronomical knowledge. Experts believe that their creativity, not extraterrestrial help, built Machu Picchu, but many UFO enthusiasts beg to differ and prefer the alien narrative instead. Some ancient astronaut theorists believe Machu Picchu's architectural intricacy and masonry reveal advanced technology which could only be used by extraterrestrials. However, these claims fail thorough investigation. According to experts, the concept that aliens created Machu Picchu devalues the Incas and other indigenous nations' intelligence, hard work, and architectural skill, the works of old men. Eastern Jordan's Azraq Oasis is ecologically and historically significant. Its unique environmental features and rich history have made it vital to human settlement for thousands of years. Wetlands in the Oasis house many bird and animal species. Its water supplies have supported agriculture and human settlements for the longest time. The works of old men are typically water management systems, structures, and canals developed by former societies to maximize oasis resources. These irrigation and agricultural systems involve modern engineering. For drinking water and crop irrigation, many cisterns and wells were built. The sophistication of these systems shows how water management sustained life in the arid region. Fringe theories suggest that extraterrestrials brought advanced technology or knowledge to build Azraq Oasis, but mainstream archaeology emphasizes that the region's people's history and adaptability to the environment explain its development. What's your opinion on this matter? Do you think aliens had anything to do with the works of old men? Sakai Haman. Sakai Haman is a Cusco area Incan archaeological site. It offers stunning city views from 12,143 feet above sea level. The 15th century Inca ruler Pachacuti built Sakai Haman as a ceremonial and military stronghold. The site has gigantic stone walls made of large, carefully cut stones that fit together without cement. The construction methods demonstrate Inca engineering and architecture at its finest. Sakai Haman's walls are made of 200-ton stones and use Inca masonry techniques. The layout honors culture and engineering. The ancient astronaut idea suggests that extraterrestrial visitors imparted knowledge or technology above the Incas' capabilities, as evidenced by Sakai Haman's superior construction techniques and precision stone cutting were behind its creation. Misunderstanding or undervaluing previous civilizations' talents and achievements sometimes leads to these ideas. They suggest human achievement cannot explain such complex structures, but mainstream archaeology shows the Incas had superior engineering, construction, and logistics methods, allowing them to build such structures. Personally, I'm quite sure life exists on other planets, but have aliens visited us? Even though many of these videos are convincing, I need more concrete evidence to believe. What about you? Do you think there are aliens living on Earth now? Why don't you let us know in the comments below? Well, that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give us a like and let us know in the comments what you think. Check out our other videos and subscribe to be part of the fun. Click on the notification icon so you can see our new videos as soon as they're uploaded. Thank you for watching and see you next time.